Welcome back to another episode of On the Subject. I'm your host, Michael Vilardo, co-founder and CEO of Subject, subject.com, subject.ai, just launched today. Please find us at any of those channels, and we have a really special guest here today. This is someone that I've indirectly known since 2007, I believe. We played against each other. He was the coach. I was the player. He's an incredibly inspiring leader, someone who leads the largest hockey, lacrosse, and now multi-sport. We have equestrians, gymnasts, all types of athletes, and it's an incredible TPH Academy. The co-founder, former CEO, and now executive chairman, and former professional hockey player, Nathan Bowen. Thank you for joining us today.
Well, thank you very much for that introduction. If you don't mind, I'd actually like you to just follow me around for a few
Yeah.
days.
I'm ready. I'm a hype man. We're good to go. And one thing I think that's really cool about your story is you're a Canadian who lives in Alabama. How did that happen?
So, first of all, I'm actually American.
I mean,
I just can't be president
yeah.
like you. That's the only
He's
difference.
and I love that about this
So,
guy. He was born in Canada, but he does identify as an American. Shout out US, and he knows. And we're filming this; it won't be released. So filming it during the Four Nations Cup. USA is the best hockey country. We all know that.
100%.
Yeah.
And just again, for the record, World Junior Championship gold medalist.
2 years in a row, first
back-to-back.
time ever. Best
Yeah.
team. We got the jersey back here.
Yeah. Creates a little bit of an issue at home because my dad is like Captain Canada.
Yeah.
But bottom line is we're extremely blessed to be able to help even some of the kids that have played on those World Junior Championship
Yeah,
teams.
Rucker McGroarty. Who's the guy, the small player on Michigan? Carter
Hudson,
Brindley?
Cutter Gauthier,
Yeah,
Gavin Brindley.
Gavin Brindley,
a lot of
yes.
great young men.
So many current NHLers, excuse me, went through TPH. And Nathan had a vision that started very early in the southeast part of the country because you were living there. And then now you've expanded. How many locations do you have?
Yeah, so our founding brand is Total Package Hockey.
Yes.
And our multi-sport day academy brand is TPH Academy.
Very
So
cool.
on the academy standpoint, we're actually just finishing up our 11th school year. As you can appreciate, we actually spent 2 years researching academics before we launched our first academy in Kent, Michigan.
Canton, Michigan.
Down the road
yeah,
from
yeah,
where
I
you
love
run the
that.
program,
Beautiful place.
You know,
It's a great time. You said you've done this for 11 years now, and you're in multiple countries, multiple sports. What's been the hardest part of starting this business?
That's a great question. I think one of the biggest challenges is trying to scale the impact, trying to maintain first and foremost the quality, right? Because we're talking about, we know we can deliver athletically, right? But number one, these student athletes need to know first and foremost we care about them as people.
Yes.
Second, as students,
Yes.
and then a far distant third is as an athlete. And I think making sure that we maintain that quality, we find phenomenal mentors, whether it be on the academic side or the athletic side, and just trying to scale that. That's, I think, one of the toughest things right now for us. But we've got phenomenal executive leadership. Our CEO, Alan Kiso, longtime CEO, Francis Anzalone. We've got some really great executive leadership that they have experience doing this, and so we're on a great path.
No, you have an incredible team. Alan's fantastic. Adam Ewing, your VP of academics.
Huge addition to our team.
Incredible leaders here, and they really care about the kids. And they also all have a background in athletics, so they're able to tie that connection and inspire their students to understand the purpose around being a student and athlete and how important that is. For you, with being able to blend the flexibility of athletics and academics, what have you noticed about your most successful students and how they've been able to achieve their dreams? What did they do differently than everybody else?
I think it's just their ability to grind.
It's all about the grind, the grit.
100%, man. And that is one of those skills that I talk to my own kids about it literally every day. Daughter just hit college. She wears a necklace almost every day that is about grind and what that means. So those students that really excel, and it's not necessarily that they're the best students or the best athletes or the best student athletes,
Yeah.
but we know they're going to be successful, whether it's as a mother, father, part of the community, maybe a coach giving back to their sport.
Coaches are heroes of society. Coaches and teachers are the heroes of society, in our opinion.
100%. We have a lot of young men and women, or we have some alumni that have gone into the military.
Oh, it's amazing.
Incredible what they've done. We're talking SEALs, like
Wow.
some phenomenal stuff. So those are those skills that ultimately we always say the sport's the spark, right?
Yeah.
That's what has them come into our academy. But leaving with that confidence and that just knowing, hey, I'm gonna get kicked in the teeth a few times, but I'm gonna get right back up and get right back at it.
That's amazing. And I love the vision because I wish I would have had something like this when I was growing up. I was
You and me
driving,
both.
I was driving 50 minutes a day one way to play for Team Illinois Hockey, incredible program. But that
Yes.
was so much time in the car, made it really hard. It made me better at multitasking, which has served me well today, but felt like I missed out on a lot of social activities I could have potentially partook in if I was closer to the rink. And then also the ability to dictate my own schedule of classes, which I think is so powerful about your vision. And that's one thing I definitely would like to bring to light to the listeners. You're like, what would you like to see from TPH in the next 5 years? What's your goal? Expanding sports, expanding locations, and how can we be helpful spreading that vision and mission today?
So first of all, I just want to take one step backwards, which is I absolutely love what you guys are
Yeah,
doing.
thank you. I appreciate the
And
support.
what you just hit on is critical because, and congrats on the new releases here.
Yes,
Again,
subject.ai.
yeah, I mean, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
And because at time you're going to save both the teachers, the
Yep.
students, everybody involved. But what you're creating is the ability for us to now shape academics around the passion
Yes.
versus
Yeah.
traditional models. We have to shape our entire lives around going to school from 8 to 3 or whatever.
It's a long day,
It is.
especially
And
sitting that long as a kid today. 8 hours of sitting is tough.
just can't.
So
and,
hard.
and again, like we know the learning can be condensed. It can be condensed or it can be extended depending on how the student athlete, what they
Yep.
individually need. I just want to say thank you because
you.
I think that what we're going to do potentially, somebody talked about this earlier today about having dinner at the table. We have had families come up to us and say, thank you so much. We had dinner on a Wednesday night at home at 6 p.m. First time in 6 years. So I think back to what you asked, next 5 years, we want to continue to improve the quality of our family and our student athletes' lives,
I love that.
right?
That's
Give
a
them
meaningful
family time
mission.
back, give them sleep.
Yeah, sleep's
The
so
impact
important.
on social emotional well-being for our student athletes is so critical as long as we can get them to put those phones away,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's tough.
And that's what we're super hyper focused on, and we know that if we nail that playbook, again, that'll help us to be able to scale our impact ultimately.
I really appreciate that. And I love the vision, love the mission, and I'm a huge fan of TPH. And any way we can support, I'd be happy to do. But this subject or this podcast is about you. This is about highlighting your leadership. And the one thing we always love to culminate these podcasts with is giving a shout out to a teacher or student. In your case, I want to expand that to a coach or a player that really impacted your life and made you a better person today. Let's give them a shout out and thank you into the camera. Feel free to name anyone you wish.
This one's easy. My mom and dad, bottom
I
line.
love that.
Dad was a farmer, adopted,
Yeah.
grew up on a farm. Just you talk about grit to work for everything you get, and from my mom's standpoint, everybody was always welcome at our house. It didn't matter who you were, what you did. Just where I grew up was an awesome melting pot of people. Everybody was welcome in our house, and she also knew when to kick me in the teeth too, and when I deserved it. I'll never forget coming home one time complaining about my ice time.
Yes.
And she just stopped me. She said, don't you come home and complain about that. You get out there and you play as hard as you possibly can and you make them play you because of how well you play. So there's hands down, whenever I get asked that question, it's
I
my
love
first.
that question.
So,
Call your mom and dad more.
yeah.
Nobody's getting younger. Call your mom and dad more. Nobody does more for you than your parents. And I love that mission. That very much moved me. And I appreciate you for that. And please comment, subscribe. YouTube and Spotify is where we're pushing our fans so you can hear more incredible, innovative, educational leaders like Nathan. Thank you so much for your time today. It was so much fun.
Thank you, man.